you'll either understand what the movie's like or Seamie's about to lose his career. Let's have a go with it.
Cinemas Bundoran, now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more. To your seat. Find out more.
And it's time to join our man at the movies, Colin McFadden, with the very latest from Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. Did you enjoy your week off last week?
I did, but I was feeling a bit rough to do the jokes. Actually, you know, I wasn't going to say this, but now that you mention it, I actually was in the hospital in Sligo, a very minor procedure, just one of those things that I had to get done. Can I just say, I was treated like a king. I know it's such a cliche that the nurses and so on in Sligo University Hospital are great, but they really were so brilliant. And I hadn't, fortunately, been in a hospital like in that situation since I was about 4 years old. I didn't even know I had to put on the robe properly, and they couldn't have been kinder or nicer. So do you know what? Let's say that. Thanks a million.
Well done. And you're all right now, ain't you? Yeah, you kind of look all right. Yeah, I think you've gone to the dog stuff. I think you've gone to the dog.
No worse than I was. As I said, a bit rough, bark worse than the bite, all the other dog cliches. Yes, folks, Strays is our big movie out this week. It's well, how do we describe it? Maybe this is one of the ones. Will we go straight for the clip? Seamie now. Look me in the eye. I know it's on radio, but I can see you. Look me in the eyes. You definitely got the right clip, right?
It's definitely
some bleeping. Fingers crossed. This is you'll either understand what the movie's like or Seamie's about to lose his career. Let's have a go with it.
I'm trying to get back home.
Any landmarks you remember?
I remember the devil in the sky.
Look at that guy!
In hell, I hate the space.
This is Will Ferrell.
I'm having a great time.
Look at this guy, huh? With a home permit.
What did you just say?
There you go. Tell him, Reggie.
I would hate for this to get violent.
This is Jamie Foxx.
I was recently with this couch. Best sex of my life.
Wow. It was nice to meet you.
Hold up. We're completely lost. How could this get worse?
It looks incredibly funny. It sounds funny, and it is very tongue-in-cheek.
Very tongue-in-cheek, because their dog nose and bum maybe might be more apt. But yeah, look, I was just watching the clip going, well, Eclipse Cinemas Bundoran has got one definite customer there anyway. So definitely. I have actually watched this. And this is, look, this, no more than, you know, we're going to talk about a superhero movie later, about genre and booth. There's been a long history of cute things doing rude stuff, right? From the movie Ted, there was a movie called Sausage Party, right back to a movie called Meet the Feebles, which we didn't know. I remember watching when I was about 17, thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And the director went on to be Peter Jackson, making Lord of the Rings, right? Oh. So, and like, you know, even in TV shows where the granny starts swearing, it's always funny. And that's what this movie is. It isn't any cleverer than that. It is basically almost like a Disney movie of the cute dog whose owner doesn't love him, but because he's a dog, he doesn't understand that. He thinks he's the greatest owner in the world, which is very true of dogs anyway. He gets dumped in the city because the owner doesn't want him, and he meets this bunch of friends, and they decide to make the journey back to the owner to get revenge. But it's as sweet and sentimental as a Disney movie, with the exception of everyone is foul-mouthed. They're all swearing. They're all getting up to what dogs get up to and having a funny time. There's lots of bum jokes and fart jokes and peeing jokes and all the sort of jokes you would imagine. It is very much 16's movie. I have to say, I did like it. If I'm honest, because I've seen a lot of these, I think there might be only so many. I know 17-year-old Collie would have thought this was the funniest movie in the world. But I used to watch all of these sort of silly stoner sort of type comedies. And I did kind of go, okay, I would have liked a little bit more plot. But I don't think most people will. I think that's just because I watch movies all the time.
You're watching too many movies. I want a plot.
And here's the thing. What are your magic words always? Hour and 26 minutes, Seamie. You get in, you get out. Will Ferrell is perfect for this. Sometimes I think, you know, Will Ferrell could be a bit over the top, but because in this one, he's meant to be the sweet, innocent, naive. He's basically Buddy the Elf. If Buddy the Elf was from, you know, Bundoran, and swore as much as that. And he is just innocent, and everyone else is all street tough and wise, and they take him under their wing. It is funny, it's rude and crude, but actually it's not really offensive because it's just silly. It's silly,
fun,
rude,
silly funny.
silly,
You can
rude,
imagine
and
them.
there's
You can
nothing-
imagine them making it and
Yeah.
the
Oh,
crack of it.
killing themselves
Like,
making it
cute,
because
cute.
they're getting this gorgeous, cute poodle and putting swear words in its mouth and just laughing. And it's the sort of thing we did as kids, and it is funny. And that is true. The audience that aren't allowed to go to see this, 14-year-old boys would absolutely love it
Loved
because it
loved
is
it.
that. But it is good fun.
And it's made by the crowd that made the Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear and Ted. So that sums
Yes.
it up. It's
Yes.
silly fun. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It is just nonsense. Not for the easily offended. But as I said, other than a bit of swearing, it's just stupid, good fun. And
Okay,
the
right.
cast are perfect. Jamie Foxx there, you were laughing particularly at, is just well cast. Really good.
Oh, well, okay. Right. Okay, that is Strays. When does that open?
That's
Tomorrow, is
open
it?
tonight. That opens tonight.
Brilliant.
It's his first
Okay.
show tonight.
Okay, first show tonight. Right, I can go sleep for this. We're back with DC Comics. Blue Beetle. Come on now.
Yep.
It's not a
Now,
car, is it?
Yeah, I have to say, this seems to be the unfortunate one. Now, if I'm honest, I haven't seen it. It does open tomorrow. Because everyone says it's really funny, and people will know that the main character is played by a guy called Zolo, who people would know from Cobra Kai, which is a very popular show on Netflix based on the Karate Kid stuff. And he's very funny. He's a very charismatic young man. And he plays it. Basically, it's the first Mexican superhero. And apparently, he's really funny. The family are hilarious and cast. The story is the same old story. It's Iron Man. Do you remember The Greatest American Hero? Do you remember that TV show?
I used to love that.
Yeah, somebody who gets powers but doesn't know how to use them yet, which is funny, but a bit like what I said about Strays. I've seen that story loads of times. 12-year-olds haven't seen that story loads of times. But apparently it's really good crack for end of the summer. There's a reason kids aren't back in school yet. They've seen all the other movies. This is a good, fun one that you won't be bored at. But, there's probably a reason it's not at the start of July. It's just good crack. And that's probably about it. But he's very good. He's a good character. He's great in Cobra Kai. Anyone of our vintage, Jamie, they haven't watched Cobra Kai, I'd recommend it. It's so funny and so well done and so 80s nostalgic. So I think this will be good. I'm looking forward to watch. I'm going to watch it tomorrow morning.
Okay. We'll do Disney first. Bambi is back. And this is part of this, all the re-releases.
Yeah. They talk about nostalgic. So we've had the 1930s one. This is the 1940s one, right? And here's the thing, right? We were joking about Strays and kids can't go and see it. They want to be traumatized. Let's face it, Bambi has been traumatizing people for 90 years. 90 years. And let's face it, it goes to show you, Disney have always done this, right up to Up and Coco and all those other movies. They know how to punch you right in the feels. It's what they've done. And kids like a little bit of upset. They like a little bit of upset. Dumbo, all of those movies have sad bits and then happy bits. And Bambi is probably the one that wrote that template, wasn't it? About the sad, about Bambi's, spoiler alert, Bambi's mum doesn't make it through a lot of the movie. But, it's the story of friendship. It's totally loveliness. Look, it's just brilliant. And again, it's a lovely short movie. It's only $3.95. And what a lovely thing to see during the holidays. And you talk about bringing generations. Great granny, everyone can go and see it.
And what's that? How long are you going to play that for?
It's playing all week. It's 1 week and then it goes. That's the way of these movies. And next week we get another one. I think it's Cinderella. I'm not sure. And 1 week and then they're gone. So it's very exciting. It's a great thing to do.
But the most exciting part would be to go and see it on the big screen. What it was made for.
Most of us haven't seen it. I was trying to explain to a younger person today how, as a kid, before video, that the Disney movies, every now and then they would release them. I remember going to see Robin Hood and I think Cinderella. They release one each summer that would play in various small cinemas like the Astor and Gudor and places like that. And I remember seeing some of the classics, but you didn't have a library of videos. It was before that. So people didn't see these on the big screen. So I think that'd be very exciting to see it. And it's still, I did a test of this morning, Jamie. It looks beautiful still. Old-fashioned, but it looks beautiful.
That is always beautiful. Now we're going to India for our next movie. Yeah. This is Jailer. This is getting great reviews.
And I'm a big fan of getting, other stuff. Lots of us around with different cultural influence, but I love watching these things because I know nothing about them. Now, this one to me it's kind of John Wick in India. He's the guy, he's living a very normal life and people mess with the wrong guy. But what I love because I kind of watched a few Bollywood movies over the summer. Not only do you have the action and violence and stunts, mad stunts that we have here in the West, but then they'll break into a song. I think it's great. I hope I'm not coming patronizing because I don't know. And of course, here's the thing: we only get the best of stuff over here. It's like my American friends going, "Oh man, I love that the BBC and all that because everything is the height of it." They don't send you the rubbish. They'll only send the 3 best shows. That's how it happens when it travels. And it's the same with maybe some of the movies we get into mainstream cinemas here. It is the stuff that they know is surefire bangers. It's already half sold out. Now, a lot of that will be from the Indian community around the Northwest, but a lot of it will be people who just want to see something different. And it's lovely to have a different flavor of stuff.
So it's subtitled. It is subtitled.
Oh, yeah. Subtitled.
Yeah.
I think it's actually in Tamil rather than Hindi, but it's all subtitled in English. I've told you before off air, I watch a lot of subtitled stuff because it stops me playing with my phone. Now, I don't do that in the cinema, but at home on Netflix, because I'm a child. I'm still a child. But yeah, interesting. Something different for the end of the summer. Jailer.
Okay. All right. Missed it Monday. You're bringing back the scary movie again.
Yeah. One that you're definitely not going to be into. It's Insidious. People who love it will know. Back on Monday, only for a $5. It did really well. And everything is so action or Barbie or, serious drama like Oppenheimer. It's probably good to have a scary one because, again, all sorts of flavors. But we are bringing another movie back, and this would be much right up your street. As a matter of fact, I know it is because you went to see it twice at least.
I did.
Which is Elvis.
But I would have no problem going again.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? It was the Elvis's anniversary. Yes. So we just thought maybe it would be a nice thing to show Elvis again. People ask for it all the time. And we just thought we'd find a date, find a spot in the director's lounge, and people come to free glass Prosecco and everything. Right? To show, I think it's a movie you could show once a year. And yes, people will own it in streaming and stuff, but it's not the same. That is a movie that people want to go and make an event of. And we've had people dressing up. Barbie is going to be the same. Okay, girls everywhere are going to own copies of Barbie, right? But people are going to come to the cinema in 3 years' time to see Barbie on the big screen because it's an experience. And let's face it, Elvis, it was like going to a gig, wasn't it, Seamie?
It was, yeah. It was just brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not allowed to say that. Actually, it was more than brilliant. It was fantastic. Now, I'm just going to intercede. We're kind of talking about anniversaries. We're coming up on 10 years of on the review. Yeah. We are we? Yeah.
It is.
You are 10 years, yeah.
First weekend in September, About Time, starring Donald Gleeson, was the first movie I ever reviewed. When Shane asked me to come in and said, "You'll probably be rubbish. You might last a week or two." That's not fair. He was very encouraging, very helpful. And, I was as nervous. I sometimes went over my time, Seamie. I was a professional. Yeah. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But yes, it will be 10 years with yourself and Shane and Porrick as well, being the mainstays of that time, with all three of you rolling your eyes where I try to persuade you that some dumb superhero movie is actually worth seeing. And every now and then it works. But I can't believe that, 10 years have flown by. And I've got, here, don't tell anyone, but I've got to see movies for free for 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Look at it. That's great. Look at a happy anniversary. And we might do, well, I presume we will be doing something special. Well, we'll keep that close to our chest. But anyway, that's to look forward to. That is Collie on the Movies this week. Great to have you back. And all the gang at Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. Enjoy the movies all this week.
I'll do my best.
Next week.
Take care. Bye-bye.